Welcome to the COP TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
A massive thank you and shout out to our sponsors for this video, Who Knows Wins. One of the best things about Who Knows Wins is that unlike traditional accumulators, you do not have to get every single prediction right to win. The more predictions of scores you get right, the better, the higher up the standings you go. If you come in first place, you're taking home a whopping 70% of the pot. Second place gets 20%, and even if you come third, you're still taking home 10% of the pot. The bigger the pot, the more players are. It makes sense. Play for real money, but most importantly, bragging rights between you and your friends. Who knows the most? Who Knows Wins. Remember, of course, you have to be 18 years or older to play Who Knows Wins. And don't forget, gamble responsibly. Use the link in the description now, whack in our unique pin, and join this week's league on Who Knows Wins. Join the COP TV League, and we'll see you there. Take care.
Yes, good evening and welcome back to the COP TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Another match preview. Again, we're sponsored by Who Knows Wins. A big shout out to the firm. Here to my, what's this, left or right? It's my right on here, but my left in real life. It's only Matty Renton from the Magpie channel. How are we, son?
Good, mate. Good. Thanks for having us.
No worries at all. Listen, it's a pleasure to have you on. I've just been on your channel. After this, go back to the Magpie channel and get on that match preview that we just did there. But as Diego says, please share the live stream on all platforms as we talk about St. Maximin FC. A quick word about Who Knows Wins. If you want to join this week's league, if you're over 18 and if you gamble responsibly, you can. But if you want to join it, the link is in the description to this video. It's COP TV 1 is the pin. We'll just go quickly through my predictions because I want to see if you can beat me. And Matty, we're going to play this on Thursday when we link up. We're going to get on Who Knows Wins. But I've been beaten already last week. So there is money to be won, of course. The bigger the pot, the more money there is there. But you can try and take me on. I've predicted Norwich Villa draw, a City win against Leeds, a Brighton Wolves draw, a Watford away win at Burnley, a Palace win against Southampton, an Arsenal home win against West Ham, Tottenham winning away at Leicester, a Chelsea win, and unfortunately for you, my brother, a Liverpool win against Newcastle. So see if you can beat me. Join Who Knows Wins, COP TV 1. Bosh, let's get into that. Thank you, T-Boy. Great accent. Yes, Alex Ladd, almost as good as your Scouse accent, which is very good as well. Well, it's a different time and a different occasion. Right, let's get into it then, Matty. It's not been a happy hunting ground, has it, Anfield for Newcastle. Your last win there, as you said, 1995, quite some time ago. Is there any hope? I mean, we've done a few of these match previews now on the COP TV with yourself. I think maybe 3. And it's always almost the same from you. You know, it's not a good place to come for you, is it, fella?
We've got 2 hopes. No hope and Bob Hope heading to Anfield on Thursday night. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance, mate. Not a hope in hell that we're going to go to Anfield on Thursday night and get anything. Get this out the way. Get the free hit out the way on Thursday. Move on. Have a few pints. Enjoy yourselves. Because after getting pumped 4-0 Leicester, at Leicester, the Leicester side that were in horrendous form, who had played in Italy a couple of days previously, who were under the cosh a little bit, aren't performing well this season at all. So the way we got beat there was very worrying after our first of the season. But you never know. We said before, Brighton got a result at Anfield this season. We drew there in May, 1-1, thanks to Joe Willock. So who knows? Who knows? I'm heading into it with absolutely zero expectancy of Newcastle getting a result, but you never know.
Yeah, gosh. No, to be fair, yes, there have been some thumpings in Liverpool-Newcastle games. However, Bailey hits it on the head. He says the past few games have been close. So you obviously had the what was your man's name? The right or left back for you? Was it Willem? What was his name? Who scored that belter in the top right?
Get Willem.
Yes, that was a great finish. So at least you scored there first in the game.
Took the lead.
You took the lead. That's what I mean. You've gone in front first, and we've had to react. I think that game ended 3-1. And then obviously last season, you got that last second equaliser from Joe Willock in amongst his, 8 games where he scored in a row for Newcastle. Who would have thought, out of all the records, that's the one he'd break in football in general for Newcastle. Unbelievable from him. He's kind of dipped off a bit. But yeah, the games have been closer recently. But then again, you know, a lot of teams have come and if they concede early, first 15 minutes, it could be a long night for you.
Yeah, it could be. That's the key. I mean, the Williams, when he took the lead, it was inevitable that Liverpool would at least score one.
Too early.
Too early as well, yeah, especially with Bruce, because that we just invited you to get back into that, you know, backs against the wall too early. If we can keep it tight for half an hour, then maybe nick the lead. That could be a different story. You know, the longer we stay in the game where we stay at 0-0 or 1-0 up, the better. Hopefully we can just start positive. We just want to see some positive play, not just sit back for the entire 90. If we can nick a goal and then try and hold on, try and get a 1-1 out of it or get a 2-2, that would be decent. Obviously, we'd definitely take that. Would definitely take a point away at Hughes lot. But just our defence this season has been so bad, so bad. And we've tried to go to a back four under Eddie Howe. Yes, it works at home to Burnley and that, but he's gonna have to change it up come Thursday night against Liverpool.
Yeah, we drew, you know, both times last season, which, you know, again, we mentioned Brighton. They've taken 7 points out of the last 9 available against Liverpool. And this is the one thing that can give you some hope, is that sometimes we go into these games really relaxed. And because we don't really do the business in at least the first 50, 60 minutes, it becomes very panicky. You go into ultra defense, and it is hard. No matter who you've got, it is hard to break down when you have 10 players in front of you. It is hard. You know, there's no easy way of getting through 10 players who are determined not to let you through to get that vital point at Anfield and get that clean sheet. But it can happen. And I think maybe if we don't score early on, there's going to be a few worries really around the ground on Thursday night in the freezing cold, by the way. Let me ask you this: who's going to be starting, who's going to be on the bench on Thursday? Because you've changed the manager obviously, and he's got new ideas, but let me hear it from you.
So interestingly, that someone in the comments before said St. Maximin FC, there's rumours that he might get dropped for Thursday night because he's been poor for quite a few weeks now, and we're starting to wonder, you know, do we have the ability to have this luxury player on the side when we're in a relegation battle? Because he's great on the ball, nice fancy tricks, but his end product's been lacking the last few weeks. He got off to a great start of the season where he's already scored more goals so far this year than he had last year, and he was assisting. But the last month or so, he's just went missing. He's went quiet in games. His head's dropped. And a couple of times he took on some Leicester players on the weekend, completely makes the wrong decisions of what cross to make, drilled, lobbed, when to shoot, when not to shoot, when to pass, when to give and go. Yeah. It hasn't really been in it lately, which is worrying. And like I said, we need players that are going to graft. You know, he doesn't track back. There's talks we'll swap him for like a Jacob Murphy, who's going to be better defensively, who can track back but still put a decent ball in the box. I'm not sure. Really. He probably will still start because you give him the ball. He's one of the ones in a black and white shirt who can actually make something happen. But in terms of the team, we made an unchanged team in the last game against Leicester, the same one that got our first win against Burnley the week before. So obviously Dubravka's back in goal now. Ex-Liverpool player Manquillo is the right back, it seems, at the minute, until January when Trippier comes in.
How is Manquillo still knocking about, by the way?
He's actually been all right now. Apart from second half, he had a couple of blunders.
At Old Trafford, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But he had a couple of blunders against Leicester second half. Picked up a yellow as well. Fabian Shaw and Jamal Lewis, the centre backs. I think we'll probably go to a back five on the weekend on Thursday night though, because we got exploited at Leicester trying to play a back four, and then he switched to a back five towards the end of the game. Conceded 2 more. Didn't really work. So yeah, Manquillo, Shaw, Lascelles, Lewis, Shelvey, and Willock in the middle, which isn't working. Shelvey's having a great bit of reborn form under Eddie Howe. He's finding his feet again after being crap for years under Bruce. Willock, we said he scored at Anfield in May, but he hasn't scored at all this season. He's been hopeless, absolutely hopeless. It's bewildering what's happened to him. We paid 25 million for him, and he's just lost. He's lost. He hasn't done a single good thing in any of those games. He's struggling to pass the ball 5 yards. He's been useless. He's been useless. He may get dropped. You could maybe see Isaac Hayden come in, a bit more defensive. And then Miguel Miron, Saint Maximin, either side of those in the middle, and then Joe Linton and Wilson up top. Obviously, Wilson is our main man for me, not Saint Maximin. Wilson, you give him a chance, he scores. His record's unbelievable. 8 and 13 this season. He only gets about a chance a game and puts it away. And Joe Linton's been quality as well. And Eddie Howe really, really revitalised, finding his role now, putting yourself about, been putting in some extra work behind the scenes. So that'll probably be the team, mate. But I don't think it matters who we play against Hughes, unless Hughes have loads of injuries.
To be fair, the only injuries I can think of, Harvey Elliott obviously still out. I think Firmino's been back in around training. So the only definite one I can say is Harvey Elliott and Nat Phillips, who I think it's broken nose, and Curtis Jones as well still out. I think pretty much Firmino, if he doesn't start, I think he'll be on the bench, and I think Jota will start as well. Obviously, Origi started in the Champions League last week, but I can't see him starting in the Premier League. God bless him. Do love Divock Origi. But let's ask you a few questions. Ali A says, thoughts on the new owners, Matty, and are you guys going to spend in the window?
Delighted that the new owners initially came in, obviously, but they have made mistakes. They've went into this a bit amateurish, I think, at times. They've took too long in decision makings, and the managerial appointment was a bit of a farce. Obviously announcing that Emery's coming, and then Emery turns it down because it's went public and he wasn't ready yet. Getting in Howe in the interviews and leaving Bruce in charge for that Spurs game, and they've made errors, but obviously it happened quickly. They're here for the long term. Give them the time, give them the patience. We're obviously delighted that they've came in and saved the club from Mike Ashley, and they're going to show some ambition, hopefully, in January. And I will definitely be spending January because that's the only way we're going to stay in the league.
How much do you think you will spend in January, and how much do you need to to stay up?
There's rumours of about 50 to 100 million being spent. I mean, you'd want probably more than that, to be honest, the mess we're in. It's a huge risk reward, though, isn't it, for the owners? They could spend 150 million and we'll go down. And then you've got big contracts and everything, and they're in the Championship. You're a bit fucked then. Well, unless you come up first time round, mate, put we're back. But I think we'll spend at least 50 to 80 million. And there'll be a couple of loans as well, though. There's talks of Nathan Ake on loan from Man City. I think that would be a decent signing. Permanent moves for a Connor Cody, a James Tarkowski, sort the defence out. Trippier obviously looks like he's coming from Atletico Madrid. And then maybe a Jesse Lingard. We're in talks with Jesse Lingard's agents, offering to make him the highest earner at the club, 200 grand a week. So January could be an exciting time for Newcastle, but we need to make sure we're not cut adrift.
Do you know what? If you offered me 75 million now for Divock Origi, I'd let you have him.
He's linked. Origi's linked, but I don't think you'd let him go, would you? I don't think you'd let him go.
If I was sorting out the contract, I'd want at least a 200 million release clause in that man's contract. He's not going anywhere. And I can't say a bad word about the fellow. He always just scores the important goals. Like this title, which is 3 points only, nothing else matters. Ravi says we have to keep rolling out the wins regardless of the performance. Yuvraj says ASM to leave Newcastle if they get relegated and would smash it at Liverpool. I've said that in the past, to be fair. I'd love to see a bit of ASM at LFC. Let's ask you this question. I don't want you to say Shearer because that's just the easy option, but talk to me. We'll do a bit of Liverpool trivia. If anyone wants to send in a bit of questions, Newcastle trivia for the last 5 minutes, then please do. But who is your kind of untraditional favourite Newcastle player?
It's a tie between two of them, Laurent Robert and Nobby Solano.
I knew you were going to say Nobby Solano.
Mate, Nobby, come on. The trumpet, the right foot, Peruvian.
Yeah, Peruvian, wasn't it? Yeah.
Unreal, mate. Unreal. But Laurent Robert's left foot was just something else. Like some of the goals he scored for us.
His left foot.
Ah, you do. You certainly do. Good times back in the day.
Goal.
Goal the movie. Muniz. Yeah. That was his free kick still on it.
Santiago Muniz. I'm going to see Newcastle.
He loves it.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah, no, to be fair, what a free kick. That was 04-05, wasn't it? Did you notice though, in the film for that goal, they used like all fake players and stuff running around? I just clocked onto it. I was like, what?
I was in it.
Oh, what, you were at that game?
Oh, no, I was in the stands for the goal when it was getting filmed.
No way.
They invited you to come along, because obviously they wanted to try and make it look real, so they invited as many fans as possible to fill the stand.
Yeah.
for that free kick, so they didn't have to use footage from the game or whatever. So they put everyone behind like the tunnel. So when the players walked out, it looked legit. So obviously there was thousands of Geordies there just want to get in the film and get amongst it, get them in the fans, seeing it happen in front of us. Well, because there was a couple of obviously famous people in the film as well. And I can't remember who was at the stadium that day. Because like Zidane and that were in the film, but I don't think he definitely wasn't there. But I can't remember. But there was a couple of B-rated British actors. But good times.
Listen, it's a moment that was. I went to cinema and watched that. It was wicked.
Yeah,
unbelievable free kick that was from Laurent Robert. No, that's decent. I would chuck in Aspria's obviously a name with nostalgia with Newcastle fans.
Before my time.
Yeah.
Just
trying to think of some more. Struggling. I mean, no, not him.
Well, other ones, quite a few that have played for you as well. You know, like Craig Bellamy.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
You and,
I'm more thinking for you though. Who's a legend? I'm trying to.
Legends for us. I mean, Warren Barton, Gary Speed, Rob Lee, Les Ferdinand.
Yeah. There's a few. What was that mad geezer called? You like scored the bold-head geezer and smashed up, took his shirt off and smashed.
Fucking Ketsabaya, Marie Ketsabaya.
He's a mad geezer. Do Newcastle want Nat Phillips? That's a decent shout.
I don't know.
You do that with your face, but Nat Phillips, for me, walks into Newcastle's defence, moonwalks into it.
If it was under Mike Ashley, yes, but I think we're surely going to be aiming higher than Nat Phillips with the money we've got.
Maybe you are, but right now, Nat Phillips would do a very good job for you and probably keep you up, just like he got us into the Champions League last season.
I mean, do you think if Nat Phillips is going to leave in January, he's just going to go on look? Where do you think he's going to go on loan? He'll go on loan like Norwich or something, won't he? Like
again, in here with Nat Phillips, just like
Divock.
Start
thinking with it instead.
Well, I've got to sometimes because it's about that, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's what we're all chasing. But yeah, no. If I let him on loan, I do you know what? Send that out abroad. Let him get a little tan. You know, his playing type is a commodity out there. So I want to see Nat Phillips winning headers in Serie A and just Cruyff turning it on San Siro against
News in the Champions League. Inter Milan, get him into Milan.
Get him at Inter Milan. Get him a few Italian lessons. Bosh. Go for it. So, that's where I'd probably send him to. Obviously, like the stream, big up to you. There's a lot of questions coming in, to be honest, guys. It's great to see. Diego says, Lingard, ? Is that genuinely someone who you'd want to see?
Oh, 100%. 100%. If he can bring the form that he had at West Ham last year, 100%, mate. I mean, that's a player that we could do with. Imagine St. Maximin, Lingard and Wilson up front. That's going to cause problems for defenders. Do you know what I mean? That's got goals and assists in it. So I'd have a bit of Lingard, definitely. But he's heavily linked as well, and we are in talks with his agents. His agents were pictured at one of the games the other week for Newcastle at St. James's. But I just think he's probably going to go back to West Ham, is he not?
Most likely, I think he's never been that good, and he was that good under David Moyes, so he might want to go back. Haroon saying hat-trick from Salah, the bare minimum. Aubameyang to Newcastle. Now, this is one I could see happening. Listen, I know Aubameyang likes the London lifestyle for sure. I've seen him driving around London a lot, to be fair, in his reflective chrome
Peugeot 207.
Yeah.
With troops.
That's on Sundays. That's on Sundays. But could he end up at Newcastle?
Well, we're one of the only clubs that would pay his £300,000 a week wages now, I think. Do you know what I mean? Because he's been linked with like Barcelona and that. I mean, they're not going to be able to afford his wages now. So, Aubameyang, could he go to Newcastle? Yes. I'm not sure if that's the right type of player we need to be signing, to be honest. Maybe a couple of years ago. But, I mean, I saw his miss the other week against Newcastle when I was at the Emirates from 2 yards out. That's put me off. And I just don't think he's got the right mentality. I mean, Aubameyang in a relegation scrap, he's not in good form. I couldn't really justify getting that in at the minute. I mean, we do need another striker, but I don't know. I don't know about Aubameyang. Like that's what Tony says. His mentality, his work rate. I mean, he's had the captain's armband taken off him because he can't fucking turn up on time. So is that the type of player you want when you're battling for Premier League safety? Don't think so, mate.
Probably not. I mean, yes, he does turn up and score goals in games. I can't really say big games often enough because it just doesn't happen often enough. The last time I can remember Aubameyang scoring a goal of real importance, probably the FA Cup final against Chelsea last year. Of real importance, where you go away and think, wow, that was a great performance from him. Did well against us maybe last season, but yeah, shame really. Arsenal and captains, they just haven't really got the right one. I would even say since Tony Adams or Patrick Vieira. Genuinely, all of them since that have been left the club or have been dropped or whatever. So,
but they don't really sign any. They don't really sign any captain-like players, do they? They don't really sign players with that kind of mentality or that leadership. For me, I mean, you look at Arsenal's team. Who do you pick to even take the armband? There's no one that stands out.
I mean, I tweeted earlier maybe Kieran Tierney, but he's injured too much.
In and out of the team because of Tavares as well.
But anyway, this isn't AFTV. Bailey says, I can see Ox to Newcastle maybe. If you could pick maybe 3 players for me from Liverpool that you would go, actually, do you know what? They're not getting into the team. Let's have a go and see if we can get them. Because let's face it. If you offer enough money, anyone's got a price. Obviously, if you come for Salah or any of the forwards, you get moved on quickly. But if you came for one of the fringe players with a good price, it could be sold.
That's the thing with your fringe players. I mean, I'd take Origi. I know you've already said no, but Origi, he doesn't start, does he? So I'd take 25 Origi. Mil? Yeah, pennies, mate. Pennies does.
Actually, whoa. 40 mil? Can I write that one down? 40 mil for Origi.
So I'd take Origi. There's a striker for it. Ox's fitness levels worry me. How's he doing these days? Does he really get much game time?
He's injured for ages. He played 6 games in a row recently.
And how was he in those games?
Good. He was only semi-poor against Aston Villa, but he had a nice shot that went over the bar from 25 yards. But...
We'll take him then. So there's Oxlade-Chamberlain and Origi. And then now we need a defender, really. Maybe.
Tell you what, spend 100 million. So far, you've spent about 70, so you can have the last one for 30.
Joe Gomez? Is he coming still? Is he going to be good enough? Is he in the future plans? I'm not
for
really.
100 mil, you could take all them 3. Go on, you've twisted my arm. Go on, quick, take it.
Take it. We'll chuck James Milner in as well for his retirement party.
No, you can't have it.
Bring him back where it started. Never started us. From Leeds, then us. Good times, James Milner.
Very good times.
It's mad that he's still going. To be fair, James Milner. He was at us in like 2002.
20 years now, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah. Basic guy.
Wow. I hope he gets the top of the list. I think he's about 50 away. So I'd love to see him do it, to be fair. Nat Phillips puts the work in. I'd love Lingard's West Ham banter. Tourne. Big up to everyone getting their comments in. Would you take Jota? I think that's a bit out of the question, to be fair.
Out of the question now, isn't it?
There's nothing less than 60 mil, though, Bailey says. Wow. Davide De Loca says, smack Inter. They deserve to suffer a heavy defeat. Just a bunch of peacocks. Destroy them. AC, wow, this is passionate. AC Milan fan ready to push you through to the next round of extra sport. Thank you, mate. We've already just embarrassed you in your own backyard. So let's embarrass your neighbours in their backyard with your help. That would be good. Thank you. Jota is a world-class player. Don't you worry about that, Craig. I know that. Let's go through our score predictions. We've done what your team is going to be. I might as well just do mine quickly before we get into the score predictions. I'm going to go with a Bobby Firmino return. That would probably be the headline of the match preview kind of, lineup prediction. I'm going to go with a Bobby Firmino return with Salah and Mane either side. The same 3 in midfield that have been so imperious, of Thiago, Henderson and Fabinho. And then the back 5 of Robertson, Matip, Van Dijk, Trent and Alisson. I think that team beats any team at Anfield at home. And I am going to go... I said 4-1 on your channel, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to stick with that, aren't I?
What about the second half?
Well, that's only the first 10 minutes, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm going to go with 4-1. I think, listen, you have got dangerous players, as we all know. You've just mentioned there that ASM is slightly out of form. However, he can turn it on at the flick of a switch. So, obviously, a big threat. And Callum Wilson, as you said, if he gets one chance, which you will get, because teams do get chances at Liverpool. It's just Alisson, he's on form recently, a lot of clean sheets. But he has saved a lot of goals from definitely going in. So,
Mm.
you know, it's down to you guys to put them chances away. What is your score prediction, fella?
I think everyone's saying like 4-0, 5-0.
There's a 6 there as well, to be fair.
I think it's going to be 7-1.
7-1.
I think it's going to be something mental, mate. I really do, and I'm really shitting it. I hope it's like
7-1,
we take the lead, or it's close and we score. I do think we probably will score, but after watching us against Leicester and them putting 4 past us, and if Salah and that are starting, I am absolutely shitting myself. I think it could be very, very embarrassing. It could honestly be 7 or 8. On the other hand, since everyone's saying 4-0, I think it could be like a 2-1.
It could be 2-1. It's one of those games that is going to be. I'll tell you the scores of this game, and again, try and beat me my predictions on Who Knows Wins, our sponsor for this video. But I reckon it's either a 1-1 game, a 1-0 to Liverpool game in the last minute, or like an 8-0 or an 8-1.
Yeah. I'm fully on that. I'm I'm telling you 7-1 or 2-1 or 1-0 through an awful Mike Dean penalty. Something along those lines. Because the 4-0, I think everyone's just putting 20 quid on that. On it's just coming in 4-0, 3-0. You know, it's too obvious. It's going to be ridiculous or tight.
Well, there you go. Predictions coming in all over the place. Salah to score 2 and Jota to score the other. 3-0 to Liverpool. Very precise there from Cochinero. Mitchell will take an 8-1. I'll take an 8-1. I'll take a 7-1, mate. I hope Fernandez gets a start, says Tony.
Yeah, definitely.
Up to you. I'm going for a controversial Liverpool 0, Newcastle 0. Just
big up, Diego. Yes.
Yeah,
I normally hate going on an away day. An away day and it's a 0-0. That's awful. Boring. But you're talking Anfield. Snap your hand off, Diego. Thank you.
Do you think, and a lot of teams have done this in the first kind of 5 minutes of coming to Anfield recently, do you think you'll sing the famous, "Where's your famous atmosphere"?
I hope not, because we try and be Newcastle fans don't normally come with the generic chants. They don't normally come with the "This is a library," you know, all that shit. We don't normally do that. I hope we don't stoop to those levels. I hope we don't. But it's gonna. I think Thursday night it was going to be a class atmosphere either way, because everyone's just going to get leery. Everyone's going to be having half day at work, piss up on the train, and everyone's going to be mortal because it's the only way we're going to get through the game.
Yeah,
I'm already on it now. It's Tuesday.
There you go. 2 days before we're warming up, man. I think you're all right, Matty, mate, says Craig. Big up to that.
Yes, Craig. Go and subscribe. Shows how all right I am.
Exactly,
thank you.
Exactly. And yeah, get on there. Big up T-Boy. He's laughing his head off. Right, so we've given our score predictions. We've done team lineup predictions as well. We've spoken about the game. All that's left to be said is I'll see you on Thursday, mate. Make sure you're in your finest outfits. You don't want to be caught lacking around Liverpool. And make sure at least when you're with me, you don't have your Newcastle scarf on. Are you going to cover up somehow, or?
Yeah, I'll have a hoodie on top of the Newcastle shirt, mate, and the snood on, so I'll be fine.
Ah, fair enough. Right, yeah.
Where are you taking us? Are you taking us to some mad Liverpool pub before the game, are you, or what?
Well, there's that option to get the experience, but then we could just, dip into Jurgens. We could dip into somewhere a bit nicer in town, maybe Beer Keller or somewhere like that. But we'll have a few pints and we'll do a little video. Make sure Who Knows Wins before that, and we'll do our live predictions. And yeah, listen, great stream. Thank you very much for coming on. Obviously, I would commend Matty's channel, even if you're not a Newcastle fan. Get over there. He's on Don Robbie a lot as well. We cross paths a lot. So, bro, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it, mate. And obviously, quick interview there with Warren Barton just before. So go and head over and watch that.
When that comes out, I'll be releasing that soon, maybe tonight, a snippet of it. But pleasure, mate. Thanks very much. Looking forward to Thursday beforehand.
There you go. There's Diego rounding it off for us for the best Newcastle United channel on YouTube. Please subscribe to the Magpie channel. There you go. Guys, I will see you, or I'll see Matty in Liverpool on Thursday, but I'll see you guys Where am I going? Well, I'll be doing the fan cams, won't I? In the freezing cold outside Anfield. That's what I was going to say as well, bro. After the game, if you don't mind, get round to the Cop. Behind the Cop, there's a park pub. Sorry, it's a pub called the Park Pub. So jump in there. You'll see me outside it filming.
Come on, bro. I'll come along, mate. After the 7-1, I'll still show me face.
Exactly. Good lads. Good lads. Right, guys. Thank you very much. Let's get to 30k subs soon. That would be incredible if we could do that. Again, I'll see you outside Anfield on Thursday night. Up the Reds, Newcastle, Magpies. You're going to get shat on Thursday. Whoa. Just before you go.
Don't forget, give us a like, drop us a comment and subscribe to the Cop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.